for more on the attack by Iranian-backed Hamas terrorists against Israel. Let's bring in Tennessee Congressman Mark Green, the chairman for the House Homeland Security Committee. Obviously, Congressman, nobody in Israel saw this coming. Was there any indication that you're aware of from our Pentagon that this kind of an attack was in the works?
No, we didn't have intelligence on this. We would have certainly alerted the Israelis. Our communications with them, and I was actually a physician in the Night Stalkers, the asset that supports our Tier 1 forces. So we have a great relationship with these guys, and from my own experience, we would have shared it.
So, in your view, how should the Israelis respond? They say they are going to respond severely.
Yeah, they have no choice, or this will just continue. Weakness is provocation to bad actors, and so they've got to go in and destroy Hamas, and they need to go into wherever Hamas is, both inside their own country, West Bank, but in Gaza, they got to go in and get their people back as best they can and destroy every single Hamas member they find.
But those hostages, those Israeli hostages, some of them military members, some of them civilians, that's going to complicate the effort very much.
There's no doubt about that. This is the hardest thing there is when you're doing a hostage rescue. But the Israelis, we've worked with them. They're very good at this. They know this business as good as anyone. And I mean, it's a job you have to do. You don't let your folks sit there and languish. You have to go and get them. I mean, they need to meet this with a decisive action, period.
Give us your take on the White House outreaches to Iran. Did those in any way embolden Hamas and the Iranians to take this provocative step?
Well, it certainly didn't deter them, and I would submit that it probably did encourage them. It's much like the invasion of Ukraine. I think Vladimir Putin made the decision on our pullout from Afghanistan to invade Ukraine. And so you take these triggers, these indications, the continued negotiations with Iran. Like, Iran has been our enemy since 1979. And the problem is the president and Democrats don't seem to know a good guy from a bad guy. You know, they want to have an open border so we can have the drug cartels making billions of dollars. They want to do a deal with Iran, who supports Hamas and Hezbollah. It destabilizes the Middle East left and right. They want to street violent criminals and go after law enforcement. I mean, they don't know a good guy from a bad guy. And they need to get it figured out quickly because the world is becoming increasingly more unstable. So is our country. Do you think that this invasion by Hamas is going to change some minds at the White House? I certainly hope so. Clearly, the images, and I have friends in the IDF and retired members of the IDF, they've been sending me videos, and you guys can't show these. I understand that. But I know at the White House they're seeing this footage. And what these Hamas people have done, attacking civilians, dragging them out into the streets, executing them, grabbing women and children, and carrying them into Gaza through the tunnels, it's horrific. And it is, it'd be a war crime if they were a military unit, but they're not. They're just blatant terrorist thugs. So I hope it's opened some eyes, and hopefully we'll be resolute. And I would have been a little stronger if I were the president. And I did hear his comment sort of telling Hezbollah, but I would tell Hezbollah, look, if you come into this, Israel's our ally, and we will crush you wherever you are on the planet. I mean, that's the kind of boldness that we need from the president, decisiveness. I appreciated the little subtle way he said it, but I would be more decisive. We need to tell him, we will hunt you down and crush you. Tennessee Congressman Mark Green of the House Homeland Security Committee.